You got it, girl, you got it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. Today I am coming to you with my plant mom hat. We are going to be repotting a ton of my plants. They've outgrown their current pots, so I have to move them over to slightly bigger pots. And what better time to do it than the summer season? I should have done this at the beginning of the summer or even midsummer, but here we are, better late than never. I just want to prepare them and put them in new homes so that when the growing season comes next year, they're ready to bloom and grow. I have my tea ready, so make sure to get a nice beverage, some snacks, and cozy up because we're about to repot so many plants. I'm gonna start by gathering all of the plants that need to be repotted first. I'm just gonna put them on top of my table so that I can have a better idea of what awaits. Hopefully I have enough pots for all of these. Fingers crossed. Let's do it. I'm just laughing at myself because look at this already. It's giving jungle. With. I have about 30 plants on my table right now. A couple things to note when repotting plants. As a rule of thumb, you generally want to repot your plants into a pot that's 1 to 2 inches bigger than the pot that the plant is currently in. But there are several factors that could change that, such as the type of plant, how fast the plant grows. I'm going to show you a prime example of how to know when your plant needs to be repotted. When the roots are growing through the drainage holes like this, they need to be repotted. When the soil is being pushed out of the container like this, it needs to be repotted. This plant is trying to burst out of this right now. Those are things you want to look out for. Overgrown roots pushing the plant out of the container like this. Also, if your plant is toppling over because it's so heavy for the container it's in, that's also another sign. If it's growing extremely slow, that means the roots need more nutrients. You need to top up that soil. Let's get started, y'all. We have a lot of work to do, so I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna start with these plants that y'all saw me get this summer. This is my Begonia maculata, also known as a polka dot plant. She is gorgeous. And my Syngonium alba. I got both of these at the New York Botanical Garden this summer, or maybe very late spring. They both came in grower pots, so they needed to be repotted like as soon as I got it. But here we are, 3 months later. It's okay. I can tell that this winter I'm gonna have to pay special attention to these plants and just give them all the humidity they need, because otherwise they will die on me. They're tropical plants. They are variegated, they're divas, so they need all the extra love. I'm gonna be using my repotting mat, even though like things are gonna get messy. That's unavoidable, especially when it comes to repotting plants, but I'm gonna use it regardless just to minimize the mess. But I'm fully ready to have soil all over my hardwood floors right now. Make sure to check out my Amazon store for like any goodies you see here. I think I have most things linked there, so that's the best spot to find the plant goodies that I use, from fertilizer to soil to pots. I have my little repotting mat here, And we're gonna start with my beautiful Begonia Maculata. Can you believe I paid $18 for this plant? Like, this plant is expensive, okay? Don't neglect your local botanical garden. They have amazing plants at a fraction of the cost. I'm gonna be moving her from a 4-inch pot to a 6-inch pot, just because I see nodes growing here and up here even, so the plant is trying to grow a lot, so I'm gonna give her a big home to grow into. And we're just gonna jam and plant. Whenever I need to say something, I'm gonna pop in, but for the most part, I'm gonna be jamming.
Every day you story, yeah, doesn't waste my time, 'cause you don't be.
This is my satin pothos. I got this at the botanical garden as well, like 2 or 3 years ago. It's been a while. She's a trailing plant, so she's really long, and I think she's in a 4-inch container. This looks 4 inches, and I'm gonna move her to a 6-inch. The roots are like growing from the top of the soil. It's bad, okay? She needs a new home, so we're moving her. I'm gonna go wash this pot so I can put my Syngonium albo in it. You should always wash your pots. Yes, wash your pots, because that's how you transfer bad things into your other plants. And not just that, but when you're cutting your plants as well, you want to make sure you disinfect your scissors in between. Otherwise, you're also spreading bad things amongst your plants. So you gotta be super neat. Even though it's dirt, it's soil, some plants will not forgive you for doing stuff like that. So make sure to keep everything nice and washed. By the way, if you're curious, I am listening to a Spotify playlist. It's called Late Night R&B Mix. I think you should know that. Next up is my ZZ plant. Ooh, the bulbs on this are trying to break this plastic container. Like, I don't know if you can tell from camera, but it has like expanded. I've never even seen anything like this with any other plant before. I'm gonna have to literally cut through the container. It's the only way I'll be able to get it out.
I want to take her out the game. I'm not from Spearmint. I got to tell you what that means.
Ooh, okay.
orange. I hope when the moon goes and you don't go, don't go. Patience ain't no virtue with you. I'm waiting for you to come lie to me.
Alright y'all, so this is an example of what I was saying earlier. This is in a 4-inch container, but I'm moving it to like a 6-inch because of how big the plant grows. So it like already just placing it in there, look at how great it looks in there. Okay, it's time to repot this little fiddle. This is the mother fiddle of this fiddle. I repotted that mother fiddle 3 years ago, let's say. I'm still paying for having done that. These plants are like extremely finicky. Do not get a fiddle leaf fig unless you are a pro plant person, okay? Just don't do it. They're beautiful, but unless you have all the right conditions, from lighting to humidity to pot to soil, you're gonna pay for owning one of these plants. Anyways, I'm hella scared to repot it because as soon as you disturb the root pattern, this plant will throw a fit. So I'm going to just like try not to disturb it and like plant it right into the next container because I don't have time. She's hella root bound and that's why she hasn't been growing. Like this plant has been like this literally since the beginning of the summer. Not a single new leaf that I know, maybe one. But yeah, she needs to be repotted. I swear you never seen it in your life. Ooh, but she could be different. Philodendron Pink Princess, and I got this beautiful pot at Home Depot. It's textured and it has like kind of like a trunk type of pattern. I'm gonna put my Philodendron Pink Princess in here. She hasn't been doing great either this summer, and I think it's because she needs a new home. Like she is root bound and she doesn't want to live in that container anymore. You see this? Able to do because I actually ran out of soil, so that's cute. I only have a couple left though. I think I did like the majority, at least like 70%. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait on my soil and I'm gonna order a couple of pots because I think I'm missing like 4 large pots for my large monsteras that are like tipping over in their pots because they're so heavy. went to Home Depot yesterday and I got more soil and more pots. So today is going to be repotting day part 2. I'm gonna repot the rest of these plants that I just put in this corner until I got my soil and stuff. Let's get started. I actually don't have that many plants to repot. It's just a couple of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like about 8, but I am gonna combine my monsteras into like one of these giant pots. So I'm just gonna put them together. The plant is refusing to come out of this container. The roots are just so settled into the pot. Do you see that? This is my Dracana. It needed to be repotted a very long time ago. Like, this is the craziest roots. Poor girl, she needs a new home ASAP. Wow, I really neglected her. I feel so sad. I'm sorry, girlie, but here you go. So I actually got this monstera at Trader Joe's last year, and it already came pretty big. It has grown some here in my apartment, but it already came pretty big from Trader Joe's, and it was $13, like $13 or $15, something ridiculous like that, which if you know anything about plants, especially monsteras this size, that is very, very affordable. Usually like a plant like this will cost you $40, $50, $60. I remember when I got my very first monstera, my mother monstera that's now humongous. It was a tiny plant. It didn't have any fenestrations whatsoever, and I paid like $60 for it at this plant nursery in Harlem. Never again, but yeah, these plants could be pretty pricey because they're so beautiful. It's like literally my favorite plant. But yeah, don't sleep on Trader Joe's plants because how beautiful is she? especially when they're this size. So just gonna put it right here and try not to mess with the roots on the side. And you see how like already it's so much better. From my mother plant monstera that I got years ago, except the Trader Joe's one I just showed you. So this is the message: you don't need to buy more plants, okay? Just propagate. I love propagating. I have multiplied my entire plant collection by simply propagating hella plants. I propagate them for myself to give to others. Nature is the gift that keeps on giving, so what a beautiful thing it is. So what I did is I got this little envelope opening thing, and I just like grazed the corners to not disturb the root pattern and make the plant come out of the pot, because the roots are just so settled into the pot that it's just difficult to get them out. Because I was a bad plant mom who took forever to repot her babies. Look at that. This one is not that root bound though. Like, y'all have seen worse. So I left this one in a plastic container, but I have this mango wood pot from H&M, so I'm just gonna put it in here, and no one's gonna know. They're gonna know. Perfect. Cute. So next is a very special plant. This plant, let me tell you the journey of this plant. So I was really wanting a Monstera albo, and my boyfriend actually went on the internet and found some nodes for me. So I got this plant as a little node, and I put it in sphagnum moss, and I let it grow roots. It was a very satisfying process. Like, it was a work of love because it was just a node, and I had to wait for it to get roots and stuff. We really thought it was an albo, but it's literally just a pothos. They played us. So I stopped trusting internet sellers. My boyfriend even messaged the guy, and he was like, "Is this an albo?" And he said, yes. They lied to us, but then my boyfriend got me an actual Monstera albo, I think for my birthday, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, y'all, it's literally a golden pothos. Why did he play us like that? Like, come on, sir. It was like somebody in Indonesia. It took forever for the delivery to come, but it's like, you ain't gotta lie, Craig. I'm gonna keep this one in my bathroom, so I'm actually gonna put it in this pretty pot. Y'all, can you believe I already used up this whole 25-quart bag of soil on just these freaking plants? Because the containers are so big. That's actually crazy. Like, after I'm done, I'm probably just gonna have the tiniest little bit of soil left. And I'm praying to God that I don't kill it, because I have killed the ficus before. Rest in peace to that beautiful ficus. It had the most beautiful glossy dark leaves, but as soon as winter came, each leaf was like, oh nah, I'm out of here, and it ended up dropping one leaf at a time until there were 0 leaves left. So after that, I never got myself any more ficus. He got me this one like 2 weeks ago, and it already came pretty root bound, as you can see. So I'm just gonna give her a new, much bigger home. Look at this freaking huge thing that came in my soil. Last but not least are these two. One is a golden pothos and one is a regular pothos, but I'm gonna combine them into a bigger pot. And that's it. Oh my gosh. These are probably extremely root bound as well. aftermath. These are the plants that we repotted today. They are looking so cute. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me to repot all of my plants. I hope that was as therapeutic for you as it was for me to do. It was just so relaxing and long overdue. Now all of my plants have new homes, and by the next growing season they will be good to go. Well, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.